Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. I'm Nathan Hager, joined by Bloomberg's Valerie Teitel, starting off with a stock that may be moving on social media headlines. Val, Tesla? Good morning.
In the news yet again, Elon Musk and Tesla, their shares are rebounding 2% in pre-market trade on some decent volumes. That comes after the CEO Elon Musk posted on X just a few hours ago saying that, quote, "I regret some of my posts about President Trump last week. They went too far." Maybe it's paving the way for the friendship to return. Might be too much of a stretch, but whatever. Tesla shares are seeming to like it this morning, up 2%.
Yeah, and they're also waiting for a robo-taxi rollout as well for Tesla, so that could be adding to some of the positive sentiment there. Negative sentiment, though, this morning for Lockheed Martin.
Yeah, that's right. Lockheed Martin, ticker LMT, is down nearly 2.5% in pre-market trade. It comes after the Pentagon has cut in half its request for its signature F-35s, dealing a blow to Lockheed, the top U.S. defense contractor. The number of F-35s requested dropped from 24 from 48, so cut in half. Scaling back of the F-45's request may reflect one way the Pentagon is dealing with Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's plan to reduce military spending. Manned aircraft were not among one of the 17 areas that Hegseth protected from cuts back in February. But one area that he did safeguard was the Air Force newest drone program. And to that note, we have shares of Ouster jumping 27% after the Department of Defense gave it some approval for unmanned drone aircraft. So some winners and losers to the Department of Defense pulling back on spending.
Oh, wow. Okay. So we saw some headlines about how General Motors could be trying to get around tariffs. How's General Motors doing this morning?
GM is outperforming, not by that much. It's up by less than 1%, up by 0.75% on a planned production shift to the U.S. from Mexico. GM plans to invest around $4 billion in its U.S. plants over the next 2 years to boost output of some of its top-selling gas-powered vehicles. This comes as the company works to manage President Donald Trump's tariffs on Mexico. Plants in Michigan, Kansas, and Tennessee will expand finished vehicle production, moving this capacity from Mexico into the U.S. GM plans to add between 3,000 and 4,000 U.S. jobs, and the shift marks one of the biggest pivots yet by an automaker in response to Trump's tariffs. That's GM up nearly 1% this morning.
And finally, Valerie, it looks like this could be the morning to be an investor in quantum computing.
Yeah, quantum computing stocks have been given a boost by some comments from the NVIDIA CEO. You have the likes of quantum computing up almost 8%, Rigetti Computing, IonQ up around 4%. Jensen Huang had said in a conference at Paris that quantum computing is reaching an inflection point. It is quite a bullish shift for the NVIDIA CEO, who previously said that quantum computing technology was 10 to 20 years away from being useful. So that sector having a bit of rebound on Jensen Huang's bullish comments.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.